let's talk JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, so this episode starts where it left off, in the middle of the fight with Bluefold and Jojo. Jojo is at a disadvantage for part of this fight because Bluefold has now found, I guess, honor and remains wholesome and honorable despite being turned into a zombie, and is proud to have met such a worthy opponent, and proceeds to defeat Jojo by tying him to a tree. But Jojo is able to not only free himself from the hair tie thing, but is also able to dissolve Bluefold's right arm, and eventually is able to put enough Hamen into Bluefold's body that he regains his humanity. At which point Jojo stops fighting him, and the two have a heartfelt moment before Bluefold melts, for lack of a better term. It's at this point where Tarakas tries to pick a fight with Jojo and levels the entire plane of where they're battling. But Jojo and Zeppeli are managed to combine their Hamen energy to basically make a sheet of leaves that enables them to fly away. And Tarakas tries to jump after him by taking them down the hang glider, but the problem with that being that the hang glider is made of pure Hamen energy itself, so there's really no point. And we also learned during this little section that Zeppeli is destined to die because he changed his fate, because he decided to learn Hamen energy from a dude. So, yeah, probably not the best time for anyone's afternoon. And he doesn't reveal this to the audience, I should add. It's an internal monologue going through his head. Eventually the group does arrive at an old training facility for knights, which Tarakas easily infiltrates despite crashing into the wall, which should have killed a normal person, but Tarakas is like a hulking monster, so it's fine. And then he infiltrates the place and tricks Jojo into coming in and traps them in this sort of collar deathmatch thing, where everybody has a collar, where both opponents have a collar around their neck, and the only way to get out is to defeat the other opponent and take their head so they can get the key off the other guy's collar. So yeah, it's definitely pretty dangerous. And the door's locked behind Jojo and Tarakas, so nobody can get in except for Poco, who was there the entire time. And Poco is starting to doubt himself until he remembers a speech he had with his sister, who reminds him that pain isn't the scariest thing, it's being unable to do something about it. And so he does something about it. He climbs into a small hole that neither Speedwagon or Zeppeli can climb through, and despite getting beat down by Tarakas, gets up and is able to open the door anyway. And Zeppeli marches forward, gladly accepting his fate with a smile on his face, in hopes that he will die fighting Tarakas, so that he can pass the torch on to Jojo. Which, given how the preview for the next episode is, I'm assuming that's going to happen. So, yeah, overall, a pretty powerful episode. It shows some small details about Zeppeli's character and how he's destined to die because he decided to train in the act of Hamen. And it also shows Poco having a coming of character moment, because even though he's not a major character, he's like a little small side character that I don't think we're ever going to see again after this small mini arc, I guess if you would call it. I don't think we're going to see him after the Battle of Wind Knight's Lot, so maybe we will, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll see him in like a future installment of this, because there's four currently out. One is being in production, and then the other three are all complete, so we'll have to see. But I don't think he'll be coming back. I really don't. And also, he's fine. Pogo's fine, by the way. Pogo got a little bit injured, but he does have this little badass moment where he gets up and is like, pain isn't the thing that's scary, and then he flips the lever to open the door. So, yeah. And Jojo, and the reason Jojo isn't really fighting Tarakas here is because Jojo doesn't really have access to his Haman energy because the collar around his neck, which is kind of cutting off his airway and all that. So he can't exactly breathe, and that's a bit of a problem for Jojo. So it's definitely fortunate that Pogo was there, otherwise Jojo probably would have died and Tarakas would have gone on to destroy Wind Knight's lot along with his fellow zombies. So definitely a high stakes battle here. But if you guys have seen this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, what did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comments section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, hit that like and the subscribe button. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. Now, so next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace! That does nothing either.